What's up? How's everybody doing? I had something a little unique I was going to try today. I told a few stories, I believe, of my buddy Lee, Big Lee, that I was on Rikers Island with, and me and Lee became very close. Uh, so I was going to try and call Lee and get Lee on the phone and see if we could get him as a part of this little video right here. Lee did about 30 years in prison. You know what I mean? For something he shouldn't have even been in prison for. But let's see if we get my man Lee on the phone, and we'll explain the unique story that Lee and I had together. Let's check this out. Let's see if you can see Big Lee. What's up, partner? What's happening? How you doing, brother?
I'm all right.
Come on, you sound down. What's going on?
Huh?
You sound a little down.
No. I'm just watching TV.
Listen, I don't have you live right now, but there's going to be a YouTube audience that listens to every word you say right now. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I figured we go through a little bit of a story. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, sure.
So people, me and Lee and I met on Rikers Island, you know, and we won't get into Lee's story. That'll be another day. But all I will say is, Lee, sir, how many years did you do, Lee?
26.
Lee did 26 years when he shouldn't have done 26 minutes, you know? And that is when I've told people Lee's story, I say that, what year were you arrested, Lee?
1997.
So he was arrested in 97. I was arrested in 96. And that's when we met on Rikers Island. And I believe, in my opinion, Lee, you correct me if I'm wrong. I say what shot Lee? Lee, first of all, is about 6'2". How big are you, Lee?
6'4".
Lee's 6'4". Yeah, he's a big brother, right? Lee is 6'4". He's black as hell. He's from Harlem, New York, and he wasn't wealthy. So I always say, what chance did he have in front of a court of law with a 6'4" black man in front of a judge 27 years ago, 28 years ago, coming out of Harlem? And because of those circumstances, he was not given a fair trial. He was not treated fairly. And Lee still fights his case to this day, even though he's in the free world. They made him do 27 years for something that he shouldn't have done time for. But Lee and I were in the jungle together, no?
That's right.
Yeah. There was Go ahead, brother.
In C95.
Yes, that's where it started. C95.
Right.
Lee seen me go. Lee seen me throw down a little bit there. You know.
That's right. That's right.
I was.
But you about what? 5'4", 5'6"?
Yeah, I'm 5'6", man.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone is 5'4", man. I'm 5'6".
But you got a heart of a giant, though. That's a fact.
Yeah, you know, you gotta talk a little bit, Lee. Let the people hear you a little bit.
Yeah, you got Mr. Lamarca. He's not only is he has a big heart, and as far as not letting anyone back him down, but he has a good heart. Period. He's a good human being. No matter what he did in life to make him go to prison, I can say that he's a man's man and a true friend. And I'm glad to. I get a little emotional.
Yeah, I love you too, Lee, man. I love you, brother. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're part of my heart and soul, man.
And but we became brothers there, man. It's called my brother from another mother. And we went through some rough times. I remember in his last video, he said that I ran it, but we all ran it together. And we had some of the worst in there, and whether it was gang members or whatever, but they all complied because that's the way the house rules were. But I can recall times where we had to stand up for people, not really just stand up for ourselves, but for other people. But I can recall this one time. It was in the morning, and this guy just came in the house. He stayed up all night, and so did I. because we didn't allow weapons in the house, you know. And this guy, he kept getting up, going to the bathroom. And I noticed some marks on the floor. Evidently, he was sharpening a weapon. So I confronted him. And at this time, everybody was getting up. He was getting shaving and all this. And so I confronted the guy. And I said, you got a weapon in here, man? I said, you know the rules, bro. And I said, you have a weapon in here, you out here. So the guy based up at me and I slapped him, right? And he ran out and told the CO, this guy slapped me. So Joe said, you rat bastard. And just went in on the guy, right? He knocked the guy on the floor. The guy head was near the wall.
Yes, that's right, Lee. Yes, I remember well now.
Kicked this guy whole head.
I kicked his head through the wall. Yeah. That's why I got this bad big toe, man, 27 years later.
Yeah, this fucking guy, right? To look at him on the floor, you'd think he was beheaded because his whole head was in the fucking wall.
Yes. I never told that story to anyone yet. It was better than the Mexican guy I had the fight with in there. You remember the Mexican guy?
Which one was that?
The one that spit in the book? He spit in the book?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Went crazy on his ass, too.
So,
you know, wasn't all about, you know, just beating guys up. We don't want you to think that. But it was always for a cause, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to get people to live right.
Right, exactly.
You know,
we had a guy come. I used to give house prayer, right? I used to have guys come up and read from the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, or whatever. And they had a house song. But this one night, this guy just came in, and I had asked somebody to have him turn his music down so we could hear it, you know. And he said, "I'm not turning shit down, man. I don't believe in that shit. Fuck you, you know. So I'm not doing nothing." So I confronted the guy, and he was like, "Yo, my man, I'm not turning nothing down. And you can't make me. You're gonna make me." And it wasn't the fact that I was afraid of him, but at some point in time, while we was standing there, it was like an epiphany. And it was like, yo, here I am giving house prayer, you know, and I can't force religion or anything on anybody. That was my thought at the time, but Joe was in my ear. And so was this guy named Tony. He was like, yo, Lee, let me knock this guy. I said, no, Joe. I said, no. I said, leave it alone. I said, God takes care of everything. And about 4 or 5 o'clock that morning, that same guy came and tapped me. I was asleep. Tapped me on my bed, sat on my bed. He said, yo, bro, I apologize. He said, you're doing good work here. Keep it up. He said, and I just want to let you know I'm going home. They're bailing me out now. But you're doing the right thing. He said, I apologize to you.
A million stories from there, Lee. But let me speed it up a little. What happens with me and Lee is we eventually, you know, one of us gets sent upstate first, and then the other one follows, and we lose touch with one another for years now because there's 50 prisons in New York State, so we lose touch with one another. And then I would end up in Attica prison and find out that Lee came to Attica prison. And then so what I did was Lee didn't know I was there, but I knew Lee was there. And so I went to the correctional officers. I said, listen, I got an old friend here and I want you to call him downstairs and try to scare the shit out of him a little bit. You know what I mean? And Attica is known for those racist white cops up there. So I figured if they called Big Lee down there, they make him nervous. They called him downstairs and they were like, you got a problem with someone here? And Lee turned around and there I was, and we embraced each other and gave each other a big hug, and we got to spend some more time together. You know?
No, you got it confused.
Go ahead.
You gave the guy a picture of me.
That's correct. You're right. That's right.
Right. And I was coming back from chow, and he said, "Yeah, come here for a minute." He said, "This you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "How the fuck you get my picture, man?" So you search myself? And I thought for a minute. I said, "I don't even have that." But I said, "How you get that picture?" He said, "Don't worry about it." You know what I'm saying? He said, "You know this?" He said, "You know what?" No, he said,
you got a problem, right?
He said, yeah, some shit like you got a problem with a guy in here?" I said, "Nah." He said, "You sure? You sure you ain't got a problem with this guy standing behind me?" And I turned around Joey.
Now, now, as the story continues, ladies and gentlemen, after we would spend time in Attica together, I would go down to a medium security prison eventually, and Lee and I would lose touch again. And I would end up being released from prison in 2013. And I would sit inside of my room, and I would always say to myself, where is Lee? What happened to Lee? And I couldn't really search for him because I was on parole for the first 5 years, and I wasn't able to allowed to have any contact with the Department of Corrections. And as soon as I got off of parole, I jumped on the computer. I found Lee. You were where? In Fishkill, Lee, was it?
Yeah, Fishkill. Yeah,
he was in Fishkill. I jumped on the Harley Davidson, rode up to Fishkill, and then visited my brother, man. And
after having hip surgery, he just had simple hip surgery.
Yeah. I had a hip surgery. That's right. Yep, right after my hip surgery, and then I went up to the prison to visit him up there, and then Lee was eventually released from Fishkill. When were you released, Lee?
Last year,
October, and I was at the fucking door when he walked out.
Right.
Yeah, I was at the door with his whole family when he walked out. I brought him right here to the spot. He came over to the house, and we've been in touch. We've been in touch ever since. Lee is doing great right now. He is back in Harlem. He's got a place. He's got a job. He's got his family with him, and he's wonderful. He is not one of the statistics. Lee does not do drugs. He does not get in trouble. He is not involved in crime. He is living the right way. He never should have even been in there in the first place.
Yeah, living the life. I wasn't really a type person that wanted to get trouble, but
Lee is a former United States Marine.
Yeah, simplified.
Not former, still once a Marine, always a Marine.
Always Marine.
That's right. Lee was in, and it was a shame that they put this man in the system, along with a lot of other people. Man, we're not going to get into that right now, but that's just part of the story. But Lee, listen, I love you, brother. You hear me?
Love you more, man.
And when are you coming back soon, man? You got to get over here.
Yeah, I hit you up hopefully soon, man. I'm probably going to my nephew's tonight.
All right.
But let's see what's up, man.
All right.
Tell everybody I say hello, send my love, and all the listeners out there. You know what I'm saying? It's always stay who you are, man. Don't ever let prison change you or find yourself behind a 8-ball. And if you do, just trying to get the best legal help you can get. Don't look forward to no legal aid or 18B. They always say down the river. So if your family can't afford one, and a cop out is a wrongful conviction. I just want you to know that. But they offer me cop outs. I probably would have been home a lot sooner, but I always was taught by my father, if you didn't do anything wrong, fight. So I fought, and I still did 26, and I'm still fighting. So
we're here now, Lee. I'm gonna close the video, and I'll catch up with you soon, brother.
All right, will do, bro.
Thank you, Lee. I love you, brother.
More.
Bye. That is one of the few men. I could cry right now, too, for real, man. I don't want to get all teared up. Lee had a rough. He shouldn't have been in there. Lee is one of the few men that I keep in touch with. I met some good men in there. I tell a lot of stories about a lot of the guys being screwed up in there, and a lot of bad and evil people in there. And there's people in prison that should never be released. I say that. People that live their lives to take advantage of every human being they meet. People that are vicious. People that take no personal responsibility. A lot of those people are in there. They blame everyone except themselves. Lee wasn't one of those individuals. My buddy Sharif was not one of those individuals. A lot of them. There's quite a few of them. I keep in touch with a few guys that are still there. I still go visit a few guys there. I take care of a few guys there. And whenever they walk out that door, I'm right there at the door to make sure they have money. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm telling you the relationship, to make sure they have money, to make sure they have a place to stay, to make sure they're okay, and to make sure that they continue to live the right way. That's all I care about, is that none of us go back in there, And so hopefully when I play this back, you guys were able to hear Big Lee, clearly, man. I love that guy. He's a piece of my heart and soul. I hope you enjoyed the video. You have a good night.